Thanks indeed, Michael. And it has a monster final feeling about it, even though, as we know, it's the Guinness All-Ireland hurling semi-final. Place at stake in the All-Ireland final itself, first Sunday in September. Kilkenny there waiting, following their victory last week. Will Ken McGrath be there? That's the one thing he has been craving for in recent years. A Waterford team beaten in 4 semi-finals in the 6 years that Justin McCarthy has been in charge. They've won the Munster title on 3 occasions, as we know. But what they want, what they are craving for, is a place in the final and the possibility of lifting home the McCarthy Cup itself. And Limerick standing there against them. Michael Duignan was joking that he had forgotten about them last week. Well, of course, hadn't forgotten about them, just there was so much excitement and hype when Waterford and Cork were playing their replay. But Limerick are fired up. Talking to Gary Kirby a little while ago, and they are ready for this, as ready as they're ever going to be. And they've come a long, long way in the last 12 months. Donal O'Grady's alongside me. Donal, Waterford, as we know, they've won the league. They beat Kilkenny in Thurles the beginning of May or the very end of April, whatever it was. And they've come and they've won the Munster title as well, as I said, for the 3rd time this decade. But all of that will count for nothing if they don't win this match. That's the kind of pressure they are under.
Well, I suppose you're correct in one way, that they are under a little bit of pressure because they want to get to the All-Ireland final. Limerick stand in their way, but having said that, they've been going the right way about things all through the year. They've been winning the games that they needed to win, and they've been winning them well. Came down from 4 points down against Cork in the first match of the quarter-final, and got out of jail, so to speak, and won well then the next day. So I think they're in prime position. They have an excellent forward line, and that's the big question mark, I think, over Limerick. They haven't been getting the goals, and will they get the goals today? Because I think they'll need the goals to put Waterford away. So you'd have to fancy Waterford with the form they've been in this year and with the power plays that they have up front.
Dan the Man, he's been some player this year. What a season he's had, and what a last 4 years the man has had as well. Very level-headed guy, very nice man, and the kind of fellow I know most people would love to see get to a final. But will it happen? It's not about niceness, it's not about being rewarded for being a pleasant man. It's about getting through the business now over the next 70 minutes and earning that spot in the final, coveted position in the All-Ireland final this year. The coaches have done their jobs and done it really well. Justin McCarthy, the manager of Waterford, Richie Bennis, of course, the manager of Limerick. A wonderful setting, no spaces in the stadium taken up. And following the drama of the previous game where Kerry just came back, let's see what happens for Richie's team, and Gary there, who is his nephew. And not too long ago, Gary was out there starring. I was reminding him he was wearing the number 11 jersey for Limerick when they last played in an All-Ireland semi-final. That was against Antrim, and it was 1996. 11 years on. What's going to happen here? It's an enticing prospect. Limerick have won the toss here, by the way. They'll play from right to left, which is from that end you're looking. Up to that end we're looking at now, up towards Hill 16. And before the action, St. Michael's brass band from Enniskillen
for a brief period of silence.
Will be playing the anthem, but before that there is going to be a minute's silence for Tom Chasty, or Chasty as of course he was known in Waterford, one of the great names in the GAA.
He was also on the All-Ireland winning team of 1959.
Yes, a wonderful moment. Cork had Ring, Limerick had Mackey, Wexford had Rackard, Waterford had Chasty. How we'd love to be here. He's looking down, no doubt. Now, Oran Avian.
Liam Gannon from Ross's Point in Sligo, and played by the band of St. Michael's Scouts in Enniskillen. Oran Avian.
perfect day for hurling. Very, very good conditions right now. It was misty and wet, very damp indeed at times during the football before this game, but that's all cleared away right now. And overhead I can see blue skies, mixture of white as well, some cloud, a little overcast right now. Little wind, or very little indeed, right around the ground. The match official is Seamus Roach, as in the Munster final from Kilsheelan Kilcash in County Tipperary. He was the All-Ireland final referee in 2005 as well. Whoops, the sumo wrestling is starting before you even get going here. Take it easy. Jack Kennedy in the middle of that. Referee eventually says, come on lads, let's play. All-Ireland semi-final getting underway then, and it's John Molan who switches across to top of the right here. Getting good primary possession, being marked by Seamus Hickey, and the referee says you took too many steps, John. Free against you.
Well, that's one thing, Gerard, that Seamus Roach is he's very exact on the spot, on the steps.
And he's thrown the ball in because the free wasn't taken on the right spot, and Seamus Hickey gets the ball away. Jack Kennedy's in the middle of the park, being marked there by Mike O'Brien. Meanwhile, that's back by Brian Phelan. None is the ball. Pressure on. Lucy getting it back towards his goalkeeper, Brian Murray. Goalkeeper keeps a cool head. He's had a busy season, a long season, and done really well. Michael Walsh blocked the first time. Pressure on. They work it away, and work it away well through Shawnee O'Connor. Coming out to take it there is Aidan Carney. Under pressure immediately from Andrew O'Shaughnessy. Former college mates at St Coleman's College in Fermoy. Opponents this afternoon. Limerick trying to work it. Waterford having to defend valiantly, and there's a free in. Mike Fitzgerald, the player, on the ground, picking himself up. The young Garda, who's having a terrific season. He's one of our head-to-head men today. Watch out for the two number 10s. Here he is picking it up, then he was stripped. So there's a chance for Andrew O'Shaughnessy to put it over Clinton Hennessy's crossbar from just 20 metres out. No mistake, good start by Limerick. So Limerick are off and running, and their fans have travelled in huge numbers. There were about 15,000 Limerick fans at this game, might even be more. That was the number who managed to get tickets in and around the Limerick area. And to be certain, the Limerick people in Dublin will have picked up tickets as well. Not going to miss this occasion. Back once again, Limerick making the better start. O'Shaughnessy going deep. Little ball ahead here as far as Ollie Moran. And that's to the right, wasted opportunity.
Well, Joe, we've spoken about that before, about Limerick's lack of experience when it comes to balls like that. Ollie Moran could have held that and just passed it back into Andrew O'Shaughnessy and do it away.
A little flag behind Clinton Hennessy would indicate that the breeze, what breeze there is behind Limerick in the first half. That's a great catch by Shanahan this time. Playing out around the 40 this particular match, Dan Shanahan. And there, Limerick have got a free against them. Stephen Lucy coming out with it there, fouling. Free into Waterford, chance to level the match immediately. Seamus Prendergast leaving it for Paul Flynn.
Yeah, and Dan Shannon is operating on the 40, and Prendergast has gone in full forward.
So, this time, it's Waterford's Paul Flynn who has the chance of replicating what O'Shaughnessy did at the other end. And he curls it beautifully. So a point apiece, and the free takers settling into their rhythm immediately. What a tally that is in 40 championship matches. And he's got into full forward, as you can see. Paul Flynn being marked by Stephen Lucy. He has got Molan on his right hand side, and Seamus Prendergast is across on the left. That's the shape of the Waterford full forward line in this particular semi-final. That's Peter Lawler getting it back. They try to get it away, leading the full back there, Declan Prendergast. Up as far as Dan Shanahan, made a very, very good run into the path then of John Molan, trying to keep it in play, but too much pace on it. That rain that we had earlier on made the surface a little bit lively. Dan Shanahan does so much work, his angled runs from right to left, just watch them.
Yeah, well, he's moved out, he's right half forward now, Ger. Actually, it was just probably for Waterford's puck outs, and Owen Kelly is playing as an orthodox centre forward.
And Kelly has been marked by Brian Geary. Well, it's going to be interesting to see just who would pick up Dan Shanahan, whether they would detail a particular man marker to cover him wherever he went. Shanahan is still at right half forward as we speak. Meanwhile, the other number 11, Ollie Moran, right in the thick of all of that, and the referee's got a call for the ball. Jack Kennedy there as well. He'll throw the ball in. Point apiece. Scores coming from frees. Running repairs in the background there to the hurley of Ken McGrath. Just making sure the splicing's okay. Again, a bit of jostling. Huge pressure on Waterford in particular, out for the third Sunday in a row as Donal O'Grady plays this ball in towards Brian Begley, runs inside Donny Ryan. Oh, he's got another! There's no stopping Donny Ryan. 5 minutes are gone and Donny Ryan, who got a goal of 2 when he came on as a sub against Clare, has made the perfect start here. Uncertainty at the back for Waterford, and the pacey Ryan one-handed with the stick in past Clinton Hennessy. Jack Kennedy angling this one across. Doing well, however, is Brian Geary, getting it away down towards Donny Ryan once again. Being marked this afternoon in there by Owen Murphy, who'll have his hands full. Well, Donny Ryan, I said it in the quarter-final, you never really know what to expect with this man, capable of anything.
Yeah, great score here. He's the right thing, just knocked it one-handed so he couldn't be tackled and right into the net, and down a little bit injured there now, Ger, and I find that was a little bit harsh, I think, by Seamus Roach on Limerick that time. I think Donny was kind of slightly pushed in the back and just knelt over the ball. I don't think that he was lying on it. Normally a bash ball in that situation, but I think Seamus has made up his mind on it. Any little chamas like that he's going to give a free one way or the other.
Well, the physio is in straight away there to attend. Barry Heffernan. Dave Boylan, the doctor, also keeping a watching brief, making sure that Donny's okay. Referee has issued the warning. All the medical staff off. Richie Bellis, who was in the stands for the quarter-final, and he did make his way down towards the sub area towards the end of the game. The tension got too much for him, and he was saying he couldn't quite see from the high lofty spaces of Croke Park. Ken McGrath could see. Didn't find the target, however, and Waterford rocked. Goal behind, 1-1 to a point, still in the 7th minute. Limerick are always going to have had this incentive because Waterford are the favourites. Everybody's talking already about a Kilkenny-Waterford final. It's a wonderful incentive for the outsiders coming into this.
And what they're doing well, Jerry, is around the Waterford defence. They're making sure the ball doesn't come out easy.
That's Ken McGrath. Beyond Dan Shanahan this time. Seamus Hickey gets to it. Very good young player, the 19-year-old Justin McCarthy. Belting it back in. Highly successful coach wherever he's been. It'll be Tony Brown who will take the line ball. The noise level rising very, very noticeably. Owen McGrath waiting. He's on the 40, remember. Good connection all the way in towards Seamus Prendergast. Going to cause a few problems. Comes out to Hickey, however. And the youngster gets the ball away down towards Donal O'Grady. Michael Walsh as far as Owen Kelly. And it doesn't quite curl sufficiently there. Not quite finding the rhythm just yet. And 3 wides already for Waterford. And that will be a concern. Brian Murray playing today in his 11th championship match. Hoping that his backline will concentrate to the maximum. No lapses this time, unlike what happened in Thurles in the Munster final. It's added to there in the centre of the park by Mike O'Brien. Tony Brown getting it back once again. O'Brien going in. And line ball the outcome. A Munster clash and a Leinster base. Running repairs for Mike O'Brien. Farmer from Glenroe in County Limerick. Richie Bennis, who was in the All-Ireland final in 1973, all those years ago, playing in midfield, the same spot that Mike O'Brien played. Line ball once again. in towards Flynn this time, attracting Damien Rail to him. Rail trying to roll it onto a stick, comes to Seamus Prendergast instead, and beautifully over the bar, minimum of fuss. Great score by Seamus Prendergast after all the uncertainty. Just took it away into space, bit of an angle on it, to the left of the post, did really well.
Limerick are competing very well for the ball, Ger, but they left that one after them, and they'll need to be a bit tighter, even stop up the play, make it, get a throw in or something. But Prendergast came on very fast. One of his trademark scores, comes onto the ball quickly and over the bar.
So let's see whether Limerick can win their own puck out here. Mike Fitzgerald over there. It falls kindly to Donal O'Grady. Been pursued by Malumphy over there, the man with the white helmet. And the little pile-up linesman on the far side is Dickie Murphy from Wexford. On this near side, it's James McGrath from Westmeath. Referee again got to throw it in. That's about the third time it's happened in the match. Very early stages. Peter Lawler with Malumphy. There too is the Bull Phelan. Get it back to Ken McGrath, opening out the broad shoulders onto the 65-metre line. That's Limerick 65-metre line. Geary on as far as Shawnee O'Connor. Wearing the green helmet. The other man with a green helmet is Mike O'Brien. Towards O'Shaughnessy, being marked by Aidan Carney. It's helter-skelter, and again the referee is called on to intervene. Another throw ball. Ken McGrath arriving for it, but so too was Andrew O'Shaughnessy, held as he was going through. Free to Limerick. O'Shaughnessy will probably take it himself, and the referee has just shown a black notebook, flashed it in the face of Aidan Carney. So Carney, number 7, gets a little warning.
Well, it was important, Ger, that Limerick contested the first 10 minutes well, and they've done that, and Waterford backs are finding it very, very hard to get the ball away, and Andrew has a great chance now to stick this over the bar.
From the 45-metre line, straightforward free for Andrew O'Shaughnessy. 2 from 2 for O'Shaughnessy, and there's still that goal between the teams. If you joined us late, the goal scored by Donny Ryan in the 5th minute.
And Limerick have withdrawn a player so that Owen Murphy is free for the puck outs, but they didn't use him on this occasion.
That's O'Brien adding to it there as far as Donny Ryan. Tony Brown's after him. Back on the solo again, he's had it in the hands twice. Back towards O'Shaughnessy, what a catch! What a shot! Great play. Donny Ryan made it happen up down the left-hand flank. The angle ball across to Andrew O'Shaughnessy. Wonderful catch, fabulous strike. This is great play. And Limerick lead here by 4, yes, it's Limerick lead by 4 points. Donal O'Grady unable to keep it in play.
Well, that was a great score, Ger, and you know what made it for me really was that we've obviously Donny Ryan in a similar position, and he just strikes it wide on his own side. Clever ball backwards, back to the 20-metre line from the 14-metre line, and a great catch by Andrew O'Shaughnessy, who certainly looks on his game.
I suppose the main concern for Justin McCarthy and Waterford, it's all very well to say that the players are up for it and all the rest of it, but 3 weeks on the trot, championship matches in Croke Park, you wonder. Not easy. Seamus Hickey here. Long, long way to go as he gets it towards Mike Fitzgerald. Breaks instead here. And that was Jack Kennedy, and Jack Kennedy took too many steps. Jack, who got the opening point in the National League final against Kilkenny in Thurles, hatching plans. Have to be happy enough with the way it's gone so far. 4 between them, his team in front. Is Andrew O'Shaughnessy fancying putting this over from just outside his own 65, or outside the Waterford 65?
Well, it's important, Ger, that it doesn't go wide. Either drops to Brian Begley, goes straight over the bar.
Well, he's gone for it. Perfect accuracy. He's had a wonderful start to this match. 4 shots, 4 points. Remember what he did against Clare. He had 13 shots at the target that day in the quarter-final, and he scored 11 points. Can't do much better than that. Clinton Hennessy trying to measure his puck out up as far as Jack Kennedy. Little knock on there, but Seamus Hickey reading it, taking it away, prodding it forward here, trying to link up with O'Shaughnessy again. O'Shaughnessy is coming deep. It's leaving Brian Begley by and large on his own, leading the inside forward line. Brian Phelan, man who's got a vital marking role to do this afternoon. Picking up Mike Fitzgerald. Jack Kennedy whipping it across here, broken down there. Flynn trying to take it up. Instead it's his man who gets it away, and a very good clearance out of danger by Damien Rail. Back once again by Declan Prendergast. Good block down. Michael Bryan returns it again, angling it across towards O'Shaughnessy, trying to get the better again of Aidan Kearney here. Great move, O'Shaughnessy trying to avoid the hoop. What a goal, what a start by Limerick. Andrew O'Shaughnessy is unstoppable. 10 minutes after their last goal, he skins Aidan Kearney once again, gets by, cracks it into the back of the net, his 6th ever goal in Championship hurling. What a dream start for the outsiders from Limerick. That's well away by Damien Rail. And the pressure comes in from Ollie Moran, gets in the shoulder, and Richie Bettis is furious down there, but it's going to be Waterford's possession, and Richie not one bit happy, playing the game like he's the 16th man.
Well, that was a tonic opening for Limerick, and you know, the pressure now will come on Waterford. First time that they've been led by a long time, and Limerick, if they can keep it up, they'll battle till the end.
The free by Ken McGrath. In there towards Owen Kelly, breaks down once again to Hickey, gets it away quickly. It's the perfect start for neutrals, I guess. And again, it's Michael Walsh this time, fouled as he was taking it forward, trying to lift his fellow players. Look at the possession stakes here, 61% possession with Limerick in the opening 16 minutes.
Yeah, what they've been doing, Ger, basically is they've been pressurising the Waterford half back line, and we haven't seen any, you know, very many clearances from Ken McGrath, Tony Brown, and they've been withdrawing players back to crowd out their forward line, so you know they're making life very difficult for the Waterford forwards.
It's over by Paul Flynn, keeping his team in touch. Paul Flynn's 250th point in Championship hurling, that was. He's got so many great ones. That includes his goals tally as well. And I better just give you that, because Flynn has scored 24 goals. That's taken up there by Michael Welch. I think Waterford are looking a bit flat. May turn around, there's a long, long way to go. They'll have to hope so. But the Shannon Siders are right up for this. They haven't read any programme notes that say that on the first Sunday of September it's be Kilkenny against Waterford. They're very much in the hunt for this, leading by 7 points. Mark Foley. Brian Phelan coming out to try and take it. First touch, needing a second touch. Hand passing it away, Jack Kennedy, hand passing it, or flicking it as far as Mark Foley. Foley hand passing it back. Begley avoiding the hook this time and driving it to the left. Wasted chance by Brian Begley. Second wide, however, for Limerick. It's gone really well for them.
Yeah, Joe, but they can't miss chance like that. Brian Begley would have been far better off if he ran with that one and passed it inside, because his inside forwards are doing wreck at the moment.
Comes as far as Ollie Moran. Malumphy's after him, can't get to him. Moran strikes, the umpires agree, it's a point! And that's one that raises the rafters once again here. The fans absolutely loving what they're seeing here. Ollie Moran, one of the stars for Limerick in their 3 matches against Tipperary, floats a beauty. Nine attacks so far for Limerick, and they've made 7 scores. Some going. Donal O'Grady. What a catch. Donny Ryan. Kearney's been switched on to him. O'Shaughnessy was too hot. O'Shaughnessy's in again, but this time Clinton Hennessy makes a great catch. That's excellent goalkeeping. Owen Murphy is now picking up O'Shaughnessy. Limerick under pressure. Malumphy hand passing it outside. Long, long way to go. This is Damien Rail. That's a great clearance. 50 metres down the field. Owen Murphy, however, the first one to get there. Has support players. One of them is Ken McGrath. Huge one in. He's got Dan Shanahan inside. Keeper comes, takes it. What one goalkeeper can do securely. Brian Murray shows that he's every bit as adept. Back out to Mike O'Brien. What a semi-final this is turning out to be. And pressure on Waterford, and the foul is committed, and Owen Murphy looks up to the skies and wonders why, but the referee saw it and decided to blow against him, and he's shown him the notebook as well.
Well, both Waterford cornerbacks are on ticks now at the moment, and mainly from the pressure that Andrew O'Shaughnessy's exerting, but Brian Murray and Clinton Hennessy caught great balls under pressure there, and what was notable about them was that when they came out that they moved the ball smartly to one of their own defenders.
Well, Andrew O'Shaughnessy's got a goal, 4 points. This is a very good position, and he puts it right over the bar. Goal in 5. Perfect start. Dublin had their bar-ons here yesterday, and Limerick have borrowed them this afternoon. And look at the glum faces that you're seeing there among the Waterford fans. Can't believe what they're seeing. Ken McGrath's lost his stick, lost the ball as well. Ollie Moran picks it up, good skill. Inside towards Begley, 1 against 1 there. Beyond Begley, however, gives a chance to Declan Prendergast. Good ball away, nobody marking Tony Brown. Chance to launch a counter-attack. Coming across here to take it in style once again is Peter Lawler. Back down towards O'Shaughnessy. He's roasted one man, he's ready for the other. And the old star Owen Murphy having his hands full. Mike Fitzgerald coming in. Number 10 is Fitzgerald trying to get it back towards O'Shaughnessy. O'Shaughnessy still causing problems, and it's Jack Kennedy who's in. He was the last man to make contact with him. Foul committed, and Andrew O'Shaughnessy is having one heck of a game.
Well, that's all about commitment, Gerard. Those balls there, Limerick are tussling and fighting very, very hard for the ball once it's on the ground, and again they force the Waterford defence into committing an error, and fairly easy chance now from Shaughnessy with the form that he's in. About 30 metres in from goal, almost straight in front, so it shouldn't be too difficult for him.
Well, Richie's doing his whipping up the crowd act. Andrew O'Shaughnessy has got to keep a cool head now. Forget about what's going on around him. He's got 4 from 4 so far from the frees. Hasn't missed any. He's 5 from 5. Clinton Hennessy with the puck out. 9 points adrift. That's where Waterford stand at this stage as we enter the second quarter. Brian Phelan getting it forward here. Paul Flynn. If they're going to win this semi-final, they're going to have to do it the hard way. They've given their opponents today a wonderful head start. Jack Kennedy trying to eat into the lead, and he manages to put it over the bar, off the stick of the goalkeeper, but Jack Kennedy will take the credit. It's his first, and one that Waterford has very, very badly needed.
Well knocked over the bar. That's the safer thing for the keeper to do rather than try to bring it down, particularly with Dan Shannon looking at the square.
Well, there will be no panic on the sideline for Waterford, you can be sure of that. Not yet, but here's Ollie Moran avoiding the block of Ken McGrath, and he's put it over! He's got a second. Remember the 5 he got in the first match against Tipperary? And people said, well, this is a guy who's not really a 40 yards player. He'll play anywhere for Limerick. Might be better known as a right half, but he's a terrific hurler. 2 from 3 rather, to get it absolutely right for Ollie Moran. Well, the goals, they say, determine matches. If they do, this is O'Shaughnessy's. That came after 15 minutes, a cracker into the back of Clinton Hennessy's net. Joy unconfined. Well, let's go down to the sideline, get some up-to-date news from our reporter Joanne Cantwell. Joanne.
Well, Gerard, looks like Owen McGrath is about to come into the action. Hopefully Waterford are thinking he might be able to answer their prayers at the moment. He's going to replace Jack Kennedy anytime soon. Gerard.
Thank you very much, Joanne. That's going to mean a rethink, because Kennedy had started in midfield, but they're highly adaptable. Kennedy's just scored, by the way, but he's one of those fringe players, never been able to be absolutely sure of his place in the team. There's Michael O'Brien. He's working hard. Aidan Carney. Oh, running into the challenge of Mark Foley. Played in the All-Ireland final, of course, back in 1996. Beaten that day by Wexford. Across towards Andrew O'Shaughnessy. Competing there with Owen Murphy. Murphy does well. 2 green-shirted players after him. A little block from O'Shaughnessy. Took the heat out of it somewhat. Back in by Ollie Moran. Mike Fitzgerald trying to get there first. Kennedy putting in a despairing challenge. Past the man in the corner, Brian Phelan, and the referee says, hang on, you took too many steps. Free to Waterford. Well, they may not panic, but they have decided it is time to bring in the fresh man. And so, Owen McGrath comes in, and the player who's going off, Jack Kennedy.
Well, Joe, what Limerick have done is that Michael Bryant, the midfielder, has dropped back to play in front, a role in front of their half-back line, which is providing another little bit of cover for their defence. And I won't be surprised to see Owen Kelly coming out to the middle of the field, because they've been fairly unsuccessful there so far.
But isn't this, Donald, an acknowledgement by Waterford? They are in serious trouble when they have to bring on their impact sub in the 25th minute.
Well, that's the point, Joe. There's no, like, he's well worth his place, but they seem to do that. But you know, they saw the danger and they had to put him in.
It's usually a second half measure. Paul Flynn is blocked down by Peter Lawler, and Limerick get it away again. They own this first half. Plenty of time to go yet, however. Will Owen McGrath make a difference? Number 22.
And Joe, what has made a big difference to Limerick is that Ollie Moran is playing out way out around the middle of the field, and Ken McGrath, because of Limerick's dominance in the half-back line and midfield, has to follow him. So that's what's creating the space inside for Andrew O'Shaughnessy and the other forwards.
That's added to there by Shawnee O'Connor. Hasn't played an awful lot of hurling this year. Inside towards Donny Ryan. Runs into a shoulder. The shoulder is effective. That of Declan Prendergast. Out towards the wings with the clearance. Limerick players chasing everything. Any kind of lost hope they'll go for. Mark Foley. Again the angle ball across. He's targeting O'Shaughnessy time and again. Murphy. This is McGrath. Steadying himself. Nobody near him. Chance to place it with precision. Dan Shanahan makes another very good diagonal run across here. Taking the fullback Stephen Lucy with him. This is inside. McGrath misses. And Malumbi puts it into the back of the net. Stephen Malumbi. His second ever goal. Got a goal against Cork in the All-Ireland quarterfinals, and he's got another one here. It was missed by Owen McGrath, not by Malumbi. 27 minutes are gone, and it's 2-8 to 1-4. Limerick still leading by double scores, but Waterford are right back in it.
A great worker's goal, Jerry. He ran 40 yards to get on the end of that.
This is quite a test. This is quite a match. This is quite a player. Michael Walsh. Inside, an inviting ball in, coming to take it and lose it. Dan Shanahan has it. Oh, just went up and over. It seemed destined for the top left-hand corner of the net, but it's Dan Shanahan's first point instead. Did we say Waterford were in something of a crisis? Were we concerned about Limerick owning the first half? How? What about this for a turnabout? A goal and a point, and all of a sudden it's back to a 6-point game, and Dan, you can be sure, was going for a goal.
A great save there by Brian Murray, just getting the top of the hurley to it, tipped it over the bar.
Broken down, jersey pull. Again it is Owen Kelly, as you say, going to midfield. Seamus Prendergast on the 40 now, up against Brian Geary. That's much more his position. Across, Murray takes, handles with care, gets away from Milan. And John Milan keeps putting him under pressure. Comes out here towards Damien Rail. Challenge there by Stephen Malumbi. And this time Malumbi fouls, but the referee says play away, give you an advantage. Ken McGrath going backwards. Remember the catch he made against Cork? Not quite as spectacular, but every bit as effective. Back again. Malumbi, Milan are there. Hickey's there as well, however. He plays for Limerick, gets that ball away. Way down the field towards Brian Begley. What a catch with his left hand, providing it outside for Mike O'Brien, and Mike O'Brien puts it high. They cheer, well they might, it's over the bar. That's his first point. Good response to the little renaissance from Waterford, and what a catch by Begley. Turn provider, good follow through work by Mike O'Brien, ready, eager and ready to take his chance. At the other end, there's pressure on Mark Foley. It's an all-action game. Stephen Lucy getting bottled up there by John Milan. Still managing to get it away to the centre of the park. Donald O'Grady. No, it's actually Ollie Moran who gets there ahead of him. Ollie Moran with a catch. O'Grady behind him. And Mike Fitzgerald behind him again, and they've lost it. And lost it to Owen Kelly. And Kelly solos forward. Players are calling for it. Ignores them all. Goes for his score. comes off the post, comes down to Dan Shanahan, he kicks it away, his feet just got in the wrong way of the ball, and he puts it high, and he's put it wide. It was a real chance.
Well, that was a great chance for Dan there, just got Colin under his feet and had to knock it away to get himself, it looked as if it was going wide, hit the post, came back, and Waterford got a lucky goal there, had to knock it away, and then subsequent shot went wide.
His feet just got in a tangle under the ball that time. It came down so awkwardly from the post. Brian Murray having made that very, very good save from Dan earlier on, with the puck out this time. Under pressure once again. It's Mike O'Brien there. Sonny O'Connor trying to get it in. Mike Fitzgerald as well, and the referee says a bit of a loose pull there. It's a free against Limerick, and they have lost 13 metres possession-wise. Waterford have gained that amount onto their own 65 metres for not retreating quickly and arguing the toss with the referee. And the notebook is shown there to the number 23, that's Shawnee O'Connor.
This is a crucial time for Limerick, because there's 5 or 6 minutes to go now without a time, and the last thing you want to do is give a free 13 metres on, because Ken McGrath is an excellent free taker, and this brings him well into his range.
Well, this team are back into it. Only 7 between them. John Mullane hasn't scored so far. Ken McGrath with this free, capable of pointing it. He's done exactly that. Wonderful point from a free, and they eat into Limerick's lead some 4.5 minutes before half-time. Look at the distance out, look at the direction. It never wavered, just went straight as a die over the little black spot on the crossbar. Tony Brown breaks it. It's Owen Kelly who comes onto it. Up towards Owen McGrath. The McGrath brothers could be highly influential. A bit of a wild swing that time, but he gets away, impishly forward. That's Brian Phelan. And the Bull himself has a go, but to the left, disappointed with that. Hasn't ever scored in the championship. 4 wides now for Waterford.
And Waterford have Stephen Malumphey is playing on the right now for the last few minutes, and Mark Foley wouldn't be renowned as a man marker, plays more of a zonal defender, and that's going to cause him a bit of bother.
It'll be worth keeping an eye on. This is Tony Brown, he's always worth keeping an eye on. There was an elbow being used, it's against Tony and his team, so it's a free to Waterford. He has been some player over the years. Made his debut at this level 15 years ago, and what about Ollie Moore? And you can say much the same about him. Ken McGrath places it. Again the run by Dan Shanahan. They're slow at tracking him, they know where the ball's going to go, but Dan hasn't quite got the radar working on this occasion. The old jersey's been pulled fairly severely, hasn't it? So Brian Murray, once again ready with his puck out. Towards Shawnee O'Connor, breaks down from his stick towards Mike O'Brien. Anticipating was Malumphey, the man who worked so hard in the middle of the field for Waterford. Huge one by Owen Kelly, up towards Dan Shanahan, and Dan drops it. Lucy battling, trying to get it out, needing the support there of Debian Rail. Out towards the wings, just clearing the lines, just averting the danger, at least momentarily.
But Waterford have done this in games and past for puck outs to negate the puck out. They're bringing Michael Brick Walsh back under the puck out, and then Malumphey comes 30-40 metres upfield to pick up the breaks, and Mark Foley stayed back in his left half back position that time, and Cork fell into the same trap in the last week, and they'll have to put a man marker on him. Peter Lawler did very well on him, and I think they may have to switch to wing backs.
Well, we'll watch for that as Owen Kelly prepares to take this sideline cut. Dropping it in there dangerously, but runs beyond Dan Shanahan once again. Nobody at top of the right. Opening it out here, looking for somebody coming in. It's McGrath, taking it well. Owen McGrath, tight angle, back to John Mullane. Unable to swing the stick, however. Shawnee O'Connor got there, and Peter Lawler managed to get the ball away from Limerick. Not as far as Downey Ryan. Running into the shoulder there of Michael Walsh. Big one downfield for Begley to chase after, but somewhat in vain. And a line ball to Waterford. In points, it's 15 points to 9. Again, good reading of the game here by Seamus Hickey. So intelligent, anticipates, added to by O'Shaughnessy. In towards Mike Fitzgerald, has gone into the corner. Back out again towards Ken McGrath, the centre half back for Waterford is fouled. Free to the Daisha. And the referee will have a word or two with one of the Limerick players. It's got to be O'Shaughnessy. And the black notebook has been shown to the number 13. 2 minutes of additional time will be played. In scoring chances, it's interesting. Waterford have created 15 scoring chances, only made 7, as you can see, 1-6. Limerick have actually only made 1 scoring chance less, 14, but they have been able to take most of theirs. Again, it's Seamus Hickey, not for the first time, tidy as you like, getting the ball away, a huge distance. They try to keep it in play. Mike Fitzgerald battling for it. Linesman Dickie Murphy has his flag raised, however. It's going to be a sideline ball. And that sideline ball will be to Waterford.
Well, Waterford have responded now to Limerick's attacks up the right, because Mike Fitzgerald has gone to the corner. They left Owen Murphy on him, and Tony Brown is actually marking Andrew O'Shaughnessy, who's been brought out the right half forward, which probably has brought a little bit of the sting out of the Limerick attack.
They may switch it around again during the second half. Right now, it's Owen McGrath into Dan Shanahan. He had a support player, it was Milan. He's gone for the point. It's a second point for Dan Shanahan, but I can tell you that John Milan was waiting after Owen McGrath made the pass. Dan Shanahan hitting it, but right in front of goal was number 15 unmarked. 5 points the margin. Limerick lead. The puck out here, O'Shaughnessy, that's collected brilliantly by Tony Brown, the third man to mark O'Shaughnessy during this first half. Rail coming out, making a connection with Paul Flynn. Owen McGrath, shoulder there by Mark Foley, spills loose to Dan Shanahan, trying to step inside Stephen Lucy. The referee blows his whistle, free into Waterford. Late in the first half, a chance to reduce the arrears to just 4 points as we head towards the break. And we're deep into stoppage time. Referee having words, and there's a yellow card here for Damien Rail, Limerick's captain.
Well, obviously, Jerry, he said something to Seamus Roach, took issue with the decision. I'd like to see it again. I didn't think there was that much in it, to be honest with you. I think Stephen Lucy sort of stood his ground and leaned in on top of Dan Shannon after the ball broke into him. And,
it must have been something.
Well, just subsequent to this, was when Dan Shannon came onto the ball, and Stephen Lucy just tackled him, and the referee was very quick giving a free to Waterford, and I think Damien took issue with that.
A bedraggled looking Dan Shanahan there, lurking with intent on the edge of the small rectangle, being marked by Stephen Lucy. Paul Flynn, pretty central position for him, and he puts it over the bar without much difficulty. He's pointed 3 of his frees, and right now only 4 between them, where Justin McCarthy's team at one stage were a long way behind. It's turned around very significantly in the last 10 minutes, but Andrew O'Shaughnessy, star for Richie Bennis's team, with a goal and 6 points in the first half. Flynn replying there late in the 37th minute, and Limerick go in. Donny Ryan got a goal after 5 minutes. Clinton Hennessy, who was busy at half-time here in Croke Park, and the second of the semi-finals. It's Limerick who lead. Limerick 2-9, Waterford 1-8. We'll be right back.
Richie Bennis and Limerick are keeping Waterford waiting.
Well, that's probably a deliberate play. They're just coming now, I think, Michael there, but he's probably saying, leave him out, let him cool down a little bit out there. We'll wait, we'll gather our thoughts, get ourselves together. Can we get back to our game plan now, Michael? That's crucial, because sometimes that can go out the window after a while. Fellas are told all the week, you go here, next thing they forget is in the heat of the second half. So he'll have to set him down again now and get back onto it again straight away.
No changes on either side, I gather, as we go back to the commentary box again to Ger Canning and Donald O'Grady.
Second half immediately underway then, Michael, and straight away it's Limerick hoping to build on their 4-point advantage. As you say, it was once 10. Andrew O'Shaughnessy started the first half, gone back into top of the right. Here he is, possession immediately. Oh, what a good stop there! Shotty O'Connor had the chance, and Clinton Hennessy got there first, and it's cleared by Owen Murphy. What a start to the second half that would have been. Comes out to the brick Walsh, the captain, getting it out as far as his midfield partner Owen Kelly. Well, indications of just how vulnerable Waterford can be in their own full back line. That shot has gone to the right, and it's gone wide.
Well, Gerard, that would have been a tonic start for Limerick in the second half, but I thought Johnny O'Connor did poorly enough here. He just knocked it in straight at Clinton Hennessy. He could have taken on 3 or 4 steps more and gone into the edge of the square. Look, plenty room, could have gone on another few steps and stuck it into the corner net, but great save by Hennessy. Did the right thing in the right place, but would have been a great start for Limerick.
Well, wide so far. Waterford 7 against 2. Much more profligate. That's taken away there by Hickey once again. Carney trying to take it onto his stick, eventually gets there. Little shoulder coming in. Back out to Tony Brown. The pressure play of Limerick immediately started the second half, forcing the game. Begley, hand pass. Oh, what a goal! He's done it again! It's Tony Ryan in the 37th minute, restoring their sense of belief in themselves. It was Begley who got it. A little bit of scrap ball there. One time into Tony Ryan, and the first time Paul is in the back of the net. 3-9 to 1-8. Limerick are leading. 7 points between them again.
Tremendous goal. Great work by Begley. Great work by Ollie Moran, first of all, to stop Tony Brown coming out with the ball. And great work from Begley. Kept his composure. Put it across shoulder height, and Donny just pulled on it. It was left a bit loose, but pulled in it back in the net. Great score.
I think Tony Brown will have certain nightmares about that last goal. Paul Flynn. What a battle they face now, and he's put it wide. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. Richie Bennis' side will never have a better chance of getting to the All-Ireland final, and he knows it. I don't think he was too pleased with the puck outs of Brian Murray in the first half. Let's see how he makes out this time. And again, Waterford win that first puck out. Comes back out here to John Milan. Angling this one across. Murray secure. As far as Damien Rail. Plenty of time. Can Waterford come back from this? A long, long way to go. They have the hurlers. They have the skill, no doubt about that. Ken McGrath going forward to his brother Owen. He's made a big difference since coming on. Oh, good block down by Brian Geary. The fullback Stephen Lucy prevents it going for a 65. A little hand pass to link up with the man in the corner, Seamus Hickey. Sweeping, clearing, getting it away down towards Tony Ryan. Ryan will be on for a hat-trick if he gets another chance. Owen Murphy getting it back. Owen McGrath touches it down to another Owen Kelly. That's going to the right-hand side unless it can curl in, which it can't. Wasted opportunity, and that's 9 wides now for Waterford. Those 2 matches against Cork have taken their toll as far as I'm concerned. This was a great block down here a moment ago. Owen Kelly's had 4 shots at the target, hasn't made 1, and Justin McCarthy will realise that. We may have Niall Moore in very, very shortly. Shorty O'Connor here. Might he be the player who'll be replaced? You never know. There's Declan Prendergast. Over the head there of Donald O'Grady with difficulty. Gets back, second time of asking. Wins it, showing tenacity. Fighting his corner. Brian Geary, quick look up. Nobody getting tight on him. It was a free shot. He should have done better. The intensity levels that Waterford were showing in the last 10 minutes of the first half, they're not very evident at the beginning of the second as Niall Moran comes on, and it's Mike Fitzgerald, in fact, the man who is making way. Well, a big hug from the manager. 20-man game, they emphasise. I'm sure they'll tell you it's about a 30-man game with their big panel. Prendergast, they've got a fight. And he's put that wide. They've got to put everything they have got now, Waterford, into the next 30 minutes. Otherwise, their dreams of getting to a final are well and truly gone.
Joe, one important thing as well for Limerick from here on in, their discipline will have to be very good. They'll have to contest things as they did, fight for everything on the floor and make sure they're getting nothing soft to Waterford. And Owen McGrath's gone in full now to run around, and Dan Shannon's come out to win.
Waterford mounting another attack. They've put 4 balls wide at the start of this second half alone. As you can see, it's only 5.5 minutes in. And again, that's another one. Dan Shanahan this time They're absolutely rocked. And he would love a chance. Hasn't really had a shot at goal so far, John Mullane. Might have had if he got a pass in the first half when he was well positioned for a possible goal. And the Limerick fans are letting Waterford know what they think of it. The puck out. This time Limerick trying to win their own. Mike O'Brien was swung that time by Michael the Brick Walsh. Back to Owen Murphy. The Munster champions in difficulty. Across towards Stephen Malumphey. About to be tackled by Mark Foley. Keeps it away. Brian Phelan. Back down once again. Missed by Lucy, but fortunate that there was a support player, Peter Lawler, there to help him. Back to take the return. The doctor in the regional hospital in Limerick getting it away. Controlled by Donal O'Grady. From 65 metres out, he has spurned the opportunity to get another one for his team. And a first for the day for him. 4 wides for Limerick.
Well, Joe, you'll be expecting Limerick to launch it into the square, into Brian Begley, and hope a break or two will come off, because Shaughnessy and Donny Ryan have the beating of the men. And you know, we've seen Limerick hit away wasteful possession like that in games gone by, and they'll have to be very well disciplined to make sure they hit the ball into the edge of the square, and they will profit in there if they do that.
Scoring chances so far, Waterford have 22, as you can see, but they've taken just 9. Much more successful have been Limerick. John Mullane beaten away by Seamus Hickey. Back in once again it comes. Owen McGrath feeding it in. Here's Malumphey, got their goal after 27 minutes. An angle ball across Flynn. First touch not good enough, but it's still in play, or is it? No, it's not. It stepped out over the sideline. Ball got out as well. A puzzled look on the face of Paul Flynn, the Ballygunner. Let's watch him here, taking it in. Now did it cross? Yes, just about maybe.
A lot of credit there going to Damien Rail. Timed his tackle perfectly, got in the little half hook, and Paul Flynn missed it because of that. So let off for Limerick, but good defence and good timing there by Damien Rail.
7 points between them. This one, it's broken down by Shawty O'Connor. And this time the referee is in immediately, spotting the foul on Michael Walsh. Free to Waterford. This is Phelan here, Michael Walsh in there. He was being held back. That's the reason why the referee blew the whistle. Seamus Roach from County Tipperary keeping a very tight rein on the match. They wait inside. Rail on Paul Flynn, that's his marker. And the physio attending to Mark Foley while we watch Ken McGrath show the strain of the effort. 3 Sundays on the trot. Remember, from next year, if everything goes to plan, the Munster finalists will go straight through to the semi-finals. No quarter-finals for them or for the Leinster champions. We saw Kerry in the match before this looked themselves quite stale, I thought, for a long part of that game against Monaghan. Eventually they pulled through. Free is taken, but there's a physio still on the field. It's the Limerick physio. Mark Foley's okay, able to continue. Had some great moments over the years. 39th championship appearance.
Well, Waterford obviously have a tactic, Jerry, because they've used it 2 or 3 times now, whereby, you know, when there's long range frees that Ken McGrath won't go from, they just slip it up the line and have Stephen Malumphey or Dan Shannon make the run.
And that's lobbed in there towards the square, broken down, rolled up here very successfully, and Shawty O'Connor this time, and the referee says foul by the number 23. There he is. He was trying to get Malumphey away from him.
I think that's very harsh, Joe. You know, anybody coming over the ball like that, you know, he was being held. What do you expect if the referee doesn't blow quickly? You're going to try and struggle free, and I'd have to disagree with that one. I think that was a very handy one for Waterford.
Yeah. Well, they'll take the handy ones. No arguing by Limerick because they don't want to make it even easier. It's already on the 20-metre line, a little bit of an angle for it. Paul Flynn standing over it. 3-pointed freeze in the first half. And he's got himself another. Let's go down to the sideline to Joanne Cantwell.
Well, it's just happening now, Jerry. You may notice that John Mullane is being recalled as Shane O'Sullivan joins the action. Ger.
So Shane O'Sullivan coming in to join the action here and playing his 10th championship match. Very disappointing afternoon for John Mullane. Didn't quite happen for him.
Yeah, well, I think now, Gerard, what Waterford seem to be doing there is that Brick Walsh has gone up centre forward and Seamus Prendergast has gone in full forward, and Dan Shannon still is on the left, and Owen McGrath has gone to the right corner on Seamus Hickey.
Well, serious measures been taken to try and arrest the trend. Michael Brick Walsh, can he give the leadership now when it's most dearly needed? Mark Foley fighting for everything, as befits a team with a 6-point advantage, 2 better than they had at half-time. Donny Ryan who got the second goal. Shawnee O'Connor letting it fly, but putting it to the left, and another wasted chance. Can't afford to throw this lead away in that particular fashion.
Yeah, that's criminal, Jar. When you get a chance like that, all you had to do was hold it a little bit and wait for Shaughnessy and Donny Ryan to get on a run and just pop it over the top into them, and they would have had another chance of a goal there, but far too casual from Shawnee O'Connor altogether, and wasted chance for Limerick.
Well, it looks like Ollie is going to have to go to the sideline. I'm sure the referee, when he sees this, is going to say, let's have a temporary substitution, and Richie Bettis is going to have to do that. So Ollie Moran, having scored 2 points in the first half, is going to have to go off momentarily, and the player who will come on will be James O'Brien. James O'Brien from Brewery. He's the temporary sub then for Limerick, who lead in points by 18 points to 12. 12 and a half minutes into the second half. Owen Kelly. They've come from tight situations in the past, Waterford. This season alone, they're very much a second half team, as everybody knows. Malumphy getting it down towards Owen Kelly, spills away here. Damien Rail once again to pick up the pieces, pursued by Seamus Prendergast, gets it away into the centre of the field. Everybody racing for it, picking it up or trying to pick it up is Donald O'Grady, chasing after him Michael Brick Walsh. Brian Phelan's there as well. Phelan with the little pick up, out to Tony Brown here, pressurised, still gets his shot in. Where's it going? To the left, it's gone wide. Well, now if they start hitting those long shots from some distance out, that's his 13th wide in all for Waterford this afternoon. That's a huge tally by their standards. They're normally very slick about their hurling. They've only got 10 scores so far in 48 and a half minutes of play. A little bit of a...
Yeah, Joe, what happened there was that Sean O'Connor was down injured, and Brian Phelan came over, claimed he was probably feigning it and pushed him over, and Lil Shamozzle started after that.
Well, Shamozzles or otherwise, let's hope this game can get back into action immediately.
Well, the whole thing, this all suits Limerick, Jerry, you know, slow it down and, you know, and then hit Waterford on the break. But the important thing is that they don't start hitting the ball from midfield carelessly wide. Get the ball into Shaughnessy as much as you can.
Ollie Moran will come back in wearing number 31. And that is going to happen now. Shawnee O'Connor is okay. There's Ollie, new number, New Jersey. Oh, in for the shoulder immediately with Ken McGrath. And they're just calling off the blood substitute James O'Brien, who was across the far side of the field. So we're waiting just for him to make his way off, and then play will continue.
Yeah, he actually had made a run out of left half forward position for the quick puck out, and they didn't know that Ali was coming back on, so they had 16 men on the field.
It also kills about 15 seconds. Ollie Moran rising up for that. His brother Niall coming in to compete as well. Shane O'Sullivan trying to get that possession away towards Malumphy, into the hands of Michael Brick Walsh. Running into a lot of Limerick players, gets it away nonetheless. Donny Ryan waiting, Mike O'Brien as well. It's frantic stuff at times. Picked up by Stephen Malumphy, young army man who's a student in Galway, gets it away, touched out by Peter Lawler, comes back towards Donny Ryan once again, the number 28 this afternoon. 2 goals, first after 5 minutes, another after 37. Controlled here by Aidan Carney, playing on the half-back line. Here's Michael Phelan. Waterford needing good, decent possession down. They need some goal-scoring chances, I think, as well. but they'd settle for a point if they could get it. Not if Seamus Hickey has his way. Huge one back down once again. 2 Waterford players there for it. But right in the centre of it all, there's Mike O'Brien. And the referee, once again, will throw the ball in.
Number 12, Paul Flynn. He's been replaced by number 20.
And Paul Flynn is going to be replaced by Shane Walsh. This is an absolute crisis now for Waterford, I feel. John Milan gone, Paul Flynn gone, Jack Kennedy from the original team. Well, Shane Walsh started the last game against Cork and was taken off. Now's the day, he needs to make an impact. Aidan Carney settling down a bit more after he was given a torrid time much earlier in the match by Andrew O'Shaughnessy. That's a great score. Beautifully over by Dan Shanahan, adding to the 2 points he got in the first half. So 5 points the difference. Well, managers and coaches always talk about the strength of the panel. It's not just about 15, the stars like Dan. It's about the Shane Walshes and the Shane O'Sullivans. If Waterford are going to get through to the final, it's those players, peripheral players in some respects. 15 and a half minutes virtually since Limerick's last score. Five points is still manageable from the favourites, Waterford's point of view. Munster champions as well.
Yeah, Jared, what I've noticed Limerick have been doing it, they've just been striking long ball, no long hopeless ball in, rather than maybe trying to pick out wing forwards when they're loose, and that'll be crucial, because the longer the ball you'll bring Ken McGrath and Tony Brown into the game, and Limerick can't afford that.
This one's on towards Owen McGrath. Michael Brick-Walsh got a couple of great points against Cork in the second half last Sunday. This time back to Malumphy, trying to add to his goal from the first half. He's put it to the right. He's put it wide. Just that goal after 27 minutes. How crucial that was on a day when Limerick are absolutely up for it. Now, can he guide Waterford through to an All-Ireland final? The object of the exercise. Ollie Moran gets there ahead of Ken McGrath, bats it down towards Shawnee O'Connor. Setting off again, looking around and away quickly by Owen Kelly of Waterford. Back in once again by Donald O'Grady of Limerick. Picked up with some difficulty, but picked off the ground, I think. It was thrown by Shawnee O'Connor. Only 3 scores, you know, in the second half so far. You've that goal by Donny Ryan for Limerick and 2 points for Waterford. And we have 18, nearly 19 minutes played. Scoring dropping alarmingly. But Limerick won't worry about that. They are still in front. Tony Brown fumbles, tries to get it back. Shane O'Sullivan's in there as well to help him. But coming in, Ollie Moran. Brian Phelan chasing after him. Referee's whistle goes. It's going to be a free to Limerick. Shake of the head.
Well, shake of the head there, because I think Ollie felt that he was fouled before that, and he got it a second time there. Brian Phelan gave him another little tug, and this is a crucial chance now for Andrew O'Shaughnessy. He has to get this, because Limerick haven't scored in a while, and they want to push up the lead back up to 6 points.
Well, I think if you look down to the stats, and our statsman Tim McCarthy was able to tell me that Andrew O'Shaughnessy's last pointed free was in the 22nd minute. And you are 18 minutes since their last score, that goal by Donny Ryan. Andrew O'Shaughnessy lets fly and puts it over the bar. First of the second half then, keeping Limerick that little distance in front the whole time, ahead by 6 points. And there's going to be a change now. Mark O'Riordan's going to come in for the other Mark Foley, omitted for this game, but he's got his chance now to play his part.
Yeah, I think what they've done there is they've sacrificed experience for pace, because Mark O'Riordan is a good athlete, he's very quickly, and they've probably put him to mark Owen McGrath.
And as we know, he's a very good marker as well. Prendergast trying to eat into the 6-point advantage. Oh, he runs nicely for... Here's a chance, and it's Owen McGrath! Owen McGrath in the back of the Limerick net. It's exactly what Waterford have required, and it breathes fresh fresh life into their challenge. Seamus Prendergast across here. In came Owen McGrath, fleet-footed into the back of the net. What a goal, what a time to get it. His first ever championship goal.
And how many times have we seen it, your person just fresh on, and he had to stretch for it, been far better off to put his hurley to it, and gave Owen McGrath a chance, and he finished perfectly.
Now who's going to win it? Seamus Prendergast. A point earlier on. Well, usually they all feel good after scoring a goal, and they have a go for points, thinking the tide is with them. Problems here once again for the goalkeeper, and again the physio is required. 15 wides for Waterford. That's a massive tally. They haven't played as well as they are able to, but that's a tribute to magnificent Limerick. More battle scars to be seen here. This is Owen McGrath. The McGraths doing it. That's a vital score. A 3-point game, 3-10 to 2-10. The manager's pacing up and down the sideline. James Murray's running up and down as well, I notice, in the background. And he's limping back into it again.
Well, Gerard, as a defender, you always try and make sure, and Mark O'Reilly might have been better off just to block that ball with his hurley. He'd have done that comfortably and cleared it. Went for the stretched catch and missed.
Michael Walsh, this time the low ball towards Malomfy, being marked by Damien Rail. Makes space for himself. Dan Shanahan was looking for it. Inside is McGrath again. Seamus Prendergast in the red helmet, kicked away by Peter Lawler, and look who's looking for it. It's Owen McGrath. Dangerous ball in. Murray comes very secure. Good goalkeeping, wasn't easy. Gets it away to Damien Rail. Stands his ground against the challenge of Seamus Prendergast. And a good relieving clearance, taking the pressure off the backs, because there's been so much pressure on Limerick's backs during the second half. Waterford fighting like tigers now. Tony Brown trying to get the ball away. He's fouled. Limerick are furious. Look at Tony Ryan going straight to the official, Seamus Roach, to protest, but protesting in veins, going apoplectic in fact. And the referees brought the ball forward an extra 13 metres, favouring Ken McGrath with his lengthy striking. This was that challenge a little while ago on Brian Murray. How well he did. Limerick have another player down requiring the attention. I think the referee is not buying into this anymore. He's saying, come on, okay, you got cramp, but get on with the game. No time wasting allowed. It's deep in the Limerick area there. Control with difficulty. Malomfy trying to play it back. Not easy. Shane Walsh was lurking around. Owen McGrath's chasing after this one. So too Shane O'Sullivan comes out towards Owen Kelly. They are 3 behind. Not any longer. It's a 2-point game. 19 points to 17. Owen Kelly's first of the game in the 59th minute. Got this loose ball. Got away from the marker, Mark O'Riordan, and floated it beautifully over. 3-10 to 2-11. That's 19 points to 17. And James O'Brien is coming in for Limerick as a replacement for Seanie O'Connor. He was in earlier as a temporary sub. Now he's here, in possession, making tracks. They need a score. Here he comes, and he's put it over the bar. And Waterford defenders furious with one another for not getting tight on the man. Great score by the substitute, doing the business when it was most required.
A great run there, and they badly needed it. But what's amazing, Gerard, is that Limerick are playing very loose, and they've left a lot of space in front of their own half-back line. I would have expected them to crowd it back and make it difficult for Waterford.
Prendergast back to Dan Shanahan, hitting this audacious shot. It's huge, it's high in the air, but it's accurate. It's over. 2 points, the margin once again. Seamus Prendergast so good in the air, winning possession. Back to Dan Shanahan, so good with those long-range efforts off his left. 3-11 to 2-12, quite a semi-final. Kilkenny waiting all this while for the victors for Sunday in September. Who's going to win this possession here? It's won by Tony Brown, trying to link up with Ken McGrath. Not the central figure that we've seen in the past, but that's a tribute also to Limerick's pressure play. Haven't made it easy for him. And that ball is going to be Limerick's. Line ball. Well, Limerick just 2 scores in the second half, a goal and 2 points. That last point coming from James O'Brien, the substitute. 10 minutes, a little under, still to go. Curled in from the line ball. O'Shaughnessy, a goal and 6 in the first half. A point from a free in the second. Taking on Owen Murphy, going this way and that. Trying to outfox him, but the All-Star standing his ground. Tony Brown getting in there, wriggling his way away from trouble. Back out to Murphy once again, pressurised, and the shoulder coming in from Niall Moran. They're not going to give up by any manner of means. And it's going to be a puck out to Waterford.
Yeah, well, you're always tempted to make the tackle when you're corner forward, but he might have been better off leaving Owen Murphy get possession and hassling him, because that ball might have only come out short. But
let's go down to Joanne quickly.
Well, Ger, there had been big worries about Owen McGrath down here, and guess who they had on the sideline ready to come on? John Milan. Now he's since sat down, so it may be better for Owen McGrath. We'll wait and see. Ger.
That is so sensible. I've always thought that the coaches should think in terms of they have 5 options, 5 subs. There's nothing wrong with bringing back on John Milan or a Paul Flynn. It'd be interesting to see if it happens right now. That throw following the lip by Limerick. Need to maintain their discipline and their control of this game insofar as they can. They still have a 2-point lead. Remember, Limerick led from the second minute. A free by O'Shaughnessy. That put them in front. Everybody's living on their nerves. Temporary substitution going to be required for Mike O'Brien. Donny Ryan, goal scorer of 2 goals. Justin McCarthy, the winner of the Munster Championship, that's not enough, and he knows it. He wants to take his team into the All-Ireland final.
Well, Limerick have brought out Donny Ryan to play as a third midfielder now, Ger, much as they did against Clare for the last 5 or 6 minutes, and there seems to be some problem inside now where they're going into the Seamus Roaches, approaching the umpires, I think.
Dan Shanahan has been told to come to the sideline as a temporary substitute. I think that is the message. There must be some blood. So running repairs carried out immediately there. The doctor, Tom Higgins, and the physio, Peter Kerwin, looking after Dan. Oh, it's some tense match. Has been from the word go. Tribute to both teams, and in particular for Limerick, we're making such a fight of it. Tony Brown, huge one in. Oh, what a point when you most need it from one of your most successful players over the last 15 years. The margin is 1 point. Tony Brown from some distance out, straight over the crossbar. That is superb.
Great score by Tony Brown, but Niall Moran has been sucked into try and tackle other players. He'd be far better off if he just marked Tony Brown and try and keep him from winning the ball.
That's broken down by Niall Moran to the waiting Shane O'Sullivan. Waterford are now coming looking for an equaliser. 6 minutes to go in this All-Ireland semi-final. Owen Kelly across the field. Control there, but difficulty by Shane Walsh. Knocking it inside, following it up himself, whipped away out of danger quickly, however. Limerick gathering it here through Donald O'Grady. Inside to big Brian Begley, who hasn't scored. This could be the moment. This could be the time. That surely is a penalty. It is. Limerick with a penalty in the 65th minute, following Brian Begley's catch and his run through the Waterford defence. He had Declan Prendergast in difficulty. Prendergast was holding on to him, and then coming in was Ken McGrath, who finally grounded him. He might well have made the Irish rugby team with that last challenge. He took him down unceremoniously.
Oh, well, great penalty there. Good ball into Brian Begley, and he fielded it well, and he had only one thing on his mind, that was to turn and run at the goal.
Interesting. They told him first to go for a point. Now they've told him to go for a goal. O'Shaughnessy's the taker. He's been given the instructions. He's followed the instructions. 2 goals for Andrew O'Shaughnessy. 66 minutes are gone. Is that penalty to be the decisive moment in this game? He's got 2 goals and 7 points. 9 shots by O'Shaughnessy, 9 scores. You can't do better than that. Are Limerick on their way to the All-Ireland final?
Well, that was a great strike, Gerbert. There's 5 minutes left now and they're 4 points up, and they'll have to crowd things out. I think that if they draw players back a bit, Donny Ryan's out in the middle of the field, make sure they put the pressure on Waterford to try and get the scores, and Waterford needs space.
This is magnificent drama. Limerick are preparing Kevin Tobin. He may be the next one in, and that really is an awful waste by O'Shaughnessy.
Well, I can't understand how he took this sideline at all, because here's his semi-penalty. What a fantastic strike right into the corner, no chance. But I can't understand why he took that sideline. I would have pushed him into the corner and knock it into him and take the Waterford defence on.
Batted down once again, and Niall Moran sweeping onto it from his own 65-metre line, playing deep, giving his brother Ollie something to run after here. He's given Ken McGrath plenty to think about, and that shot is just outside. Can't have been too much in it. As you can see, 4 points between the teams.
Well, Gerard, again, at the risk of repeating myself, why didn't he just knock the ball straight across to Brian Begley that time? I can't understand going for difficult angle balls at that when they're knocking into Begley. He'll try and get it out. At least he'll keep it in there and you have the chance of a free.
All right, as you can see, Kevin Tobin's in for Donny Ryan. Tobin was able to work in midfield if needs be. We've seen him do it in the past. He'll dig in. Donny's in no particular hurry to get off. Limerick right now have 16 on. He is coming off, I can tell you. Or Waterford in with a chance still. They'd like to think so. Owen Kelly letting it fly, and he's put it over. There's only a goal in it. The Waterford fans are not going to give up on this by any means. But it is so tense. It's an incredible match. 4-11 to 2-14. What a hurling championship, as so many people have been saying. So much better than last year. The puck out. Limerick win it, but the referee blows his whistle. Ollie Moran looks across and wonders why, and debates the point. But it's going to be Waterford's free. Limerick with only 4 scores in the second half. Justin McCarthy's team, however, have not been able to quite summon up the necessary effort. More changes. Mike O'Brien going off. Pat Tobin's come on. So we now have used 5 subs, and Limerick under pressure, and Murray does well. Keeps a cool head, gets it out. Mark O'Riordan under pressure, gets it away. This is Kevin Tobin. His brother Pat's in there as well now. Great weekend for brothers. James O'Brien losing it. Ken McGrath appreciating the peril Waterford are in. A minute and a half to go of normal time. Phelan gets it back. It's stopped. It's dropped by Lawler. Owen McGrath, the goal scorer for Waterford, one of them. Oh, runs into a tackle there from Stephen O'Lucy. And he's up quickly to fight his corner, because Waterford have a free. Lucy will have a booking, I think, for that. Damien Rail got a yellow card earlier on, and I think this is going to be another for another member of the full back line. But how valiantly they have fought, usually very legitimately. Their backs to the wall right now. They're defending a 3-point lead. We're in the 70th minute. Owen Kelly putting it over the bar to put 2 between them. He's got 3 points. 2 minutes of added time, or 3 minutes of added time. Even better for Waterford. Even more worrying for Limerick.
Well, I still can't understand, Joe, why Limerick are pushing up the field instead of making sure that they close down the space in front of the half-back line. There's acres of space for Waterford to get that crucial goal if they want.
Once again, here they come. Pat Tobin towards Begley. Uncertainty there in the Waterford defence, and not for the first time. Tony Brown gets it away. It's going to fall for Niall Moran, but to intervene there was Michael Breck-Walsh. Comes back once again via O'Shaughnessy. Back once again to the centre of the park. Tobin this time letting fly. Begley has it. Here's a chance. He can bury Waterford. Brian Begley has got a 5th goal for Limerick. We're in stoppage time, and that surely is enough to ensure that Limerick will get to the All-Ireland final. This is Begley, back live with the action. Brian Begley's 7th goal in the championship. Back come Waterford. Here's Dan Shanahan. Oh, he's blazed it wide. He was going for it. A game which has had everything. Waterford the hot favourites. Waterford with 16 wides as well. Richie Venus living on his nerves, up and down the sideline.
Well, Gerard, if you wanted anybody from Waterford to get that last ball, you were looking for Dan Shanahan, but for the first time this season, he's blazed his chance wide.
There are 2 minutes of stoppage time still to play. 5 points the margin. Looking good for Limerick. Just need to keep their nerve and keep cool and do nothing rash.
And Gerard, like in basketball, just run down the clock. Excellent there from Peter Lawler. Just left the ball run out over the line. That'll take another 20 seconds off it, and take their time and make sure they crowd things out.
Peter Lawler to take this. A 5-point lead. It was 4 at half time. It was 10 at one stage in the first half. Waterford have never led in the game. They've had 16 wides. They looked for another goal or two in the time remaining. Owen McGrath to Dan Shanahan. Oh, he was thinking about it. And in came Marco Reardon. It's out for a 65. Limerick are quick-witted. They are sharp. The manager has prepared them brilliantly. 12 months ago, they were going nowhere during the qualifiers. Remember the day they were trounced by Clare in Ennis? Change of management. For Justin McCarthy, it's looking like a very, very sad and disappointing day. His team just didn't produce. Donal O'Grady and Limerick have. In front of a crowd of 80,546. Back down to Tony Brown. We're in the final minute of stoppage time. Back down once again. Limerick to defend. Ken McGrath to try and get it in. Engineer something. Waiting for a whistle. None came. Prendergast in there to challenge. So too is Brian Geary trying to get the ball away. They work it inside towards Shane Walsh. Right on the sideline. Right on the end line rather. Walsh again. Nipping in. Looking for more. And that's in the side netting. And the time is almost up. We're into the final 25 seconds. Brian Murray ready to puck it out. They were rank outsiders in so many minds. The Limerick fans believed. Now they'll start thinking about those tickets for the final. He's done it. They're practically there.
Well, Gerard, if you said Limerick would get 5 goals beforehand, that was their weakness, if you like, but 5 tremendous goals, and that's what made a difference.
That has certainly made a difference. You can be sure of that. Tony Brown. And that's got to be a free. Referee is waiting, calling for the ball. It's all over! Limerick have beaten the Munster champions, Waterford. They have avenged their defeat at the hands of the Daisha in Thurles during July. Then it was the Munster final. Limerick have come through from the qualifiers and they have made it through here, and they are in the final. It's going to be Kilkenny against Limerick. Those who were expecting Waterford to be there in a repeat of the league final and a first final for Limerick, or for Waterford rather, since 1963, forget about it. Limerick had other ideas. It's 1973 and 1974 revisited. Limerick 5-11. Waterford 2 goals and 15. Limerick win by 5 points.